Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another transformational reading with Rian. And in today's reading, we're really going to be focusing in on a message to help, especially if you've been feeling worried, anxious, or scared about something. We're going to take some messages from your future self in your reading today to help soothe and calm some of those worries. All right, so let's get a collective card reading for everybody. Deep breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. And one more breath in to kind of ground your energy for this reading. Deep breath in. And exhale. Excellent. So let's see what our collective reading is for today, y'all, to get us started. Comes from Agate. Get back into balance. Oh, beautiful message. So the agate crystal can help you accomplish this. So if you feel that connecting with a physical object would help relieve some anxiety and worry, I highly recommend you consider picking up some agate and getting your energies back into balance and sort of return back to that state of peace and calm and trust, most importantly, that things will work out beautifully. So let's dive into the group reading, shall we? We are going to start with group number 1. So welcome group number 1 to your reading today to help receive a message from your future self so that you are able to work through any feelings of worry and anxiety that are currently affecting you. So to kick off your reading, we have coins. Money will be coming to you. So it seems very clear that your future self wants to address any financial concerns that you may have at this time in your reading. If that doesn't feel quite like something that's been bothering you much, then feel free to consider looking at one of the other readings, all right? So what else do we have here for you? We have Green Man Synergy. And we also have Island, Solitude. Okay. And to go along with this, we have Open Your Heart and Leap of Faith. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So yes, I'm definitely feeling that there's a message coming through regarding finances and specifically how it relates to heart energy. And so I don't know how many of you are familiar with a law of attraction. Let me know if you are down in the comments below. But I was actually trained to be a law of attraction coach under one of my mentors. And someone separate actually who's like a financial advisor who works with Erin Dowdy. I don't know if any of you know who Erin Dowdy is. Let me know in the comments down below if you do. But she was talking about how there was this study going on about the magnetic field and the energetic field of the brain versus the heart. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we have this card right here, Open Your Heart, and also Synergy, which is making me think of energy. And that's what I was feeling when I heard the Green Man. So a lot of people believe that by thinking about success and by thinking about wanting money that you're going to be able to magnetize it and attract it. But what is really interesting is that when we're looking at the magnetic and attractive field of the head, it's actually much, much smaller than the energetic and magnetic field of the, you got it, the heart. And so really, when it comes to one of the key factors of attracting wealth and money, it's really about where is your heart at? Where is your emotional well-being at? When you are in the energies of scarcity and fear, worry, anxiety, like what we're talking about in this video, and those energies kind of radiate out from your heart, then it's actually the opposite type of energy to attracting wealth, right? Like, that's the opposite of wealth is scarcity and lack. And so when these emotions overtake you and these worries overtake you, then you're actually pushing money and wealth and whatever needed finances further away from you. I'm actually feeling like I should put this up here. I know, totally random. And so that's something that's important for you to know. It's about being on the right frequency or vibration when it comes to wealth. So part of that is really understanding, like, what does wealth and money mean to you? Okay, like, how does it make you feel? What are you able to do with wealth and money that make you feel good, make you feel okay, make you feel safe, make you feel at peace, right? Makes you feel calm. And so that's really what you need to be tuning into. And that's what you need to allow to permeate and radiate out from your heart, are those feelings. So take a moment, because I know sometimes with these readings we get caught up in receiving the information, but in the comments down below, let me know that you're part of group 1, but also comment, like, what does wealth mean to you? Okay? So if you had the wealth that you needed, how would that make you feel? All right, so it's important that you do this exercise with me, loves. Type it down in the comments down below, the answers and responses to those questions, just to help you get started and allow this money to come to you even faster and perhaps even in greater quantity. Okay? So let's take a look at these cards right here. Feel free to pause the video if you're still thinking about what wealth means to you, and then resume once you've typed it down, all right? So we have solitude and we have synergy. So here with this solitude energy, what I'm really tuning into on this image is this sort of cloudiness, okay? Like for me, solitude can actually be a good thing, right? It's a time where I can be alone to kind of clear my head and get more connected to my true self and what I want and what I'm feeling and what my thoughts are, without the influence of other people around. But in this card right here with the island and solitude, it looks a little bit scary, right? It looks a little bit foreboding. And so what I'm hearing here is that there is this fear surrounding money, and this fear about not having enough, and also this fear that, like, you're alone in this. All right, that there's no one or no thing that can help you with your financial issues. It's almost like you've lost hope, that maybe you're in that group of, like, I have to do everything myself, I have to be independent. It's like, shameful to get help from others or be so dependent or needy on other people, like you don't like it. But really, when it comes to wealth, there's an abundance of it, and it takes more than just you to make money, right? So in order for you to make money, like, you're not the person that's printing out the dollar bills or putting digits in a bank account, right? There is some sort of job or some sort of service that you provide to receive that money, right? Like money just doesn't come out of your efforts and energy alone. There has to be some entity that's giving you money for your services and your energy and the work that you do or whatever. It's an exchange. Okay, that's the key word here. It's an exchange. So making money is not a solitary endeavor. And so it's really about opening up your energy fields and allowing people to give you money. All right, allowing the channels for which money can flow into your bank account to be open. So just think of all those channels opening up. Think of your energy as, like, if you were feeling really closed in and, like, boxed in, like you have no choice, like there's no way out of this financial scarcity and lack that you're in. Let those go. See the pathways opening up in your mind, in a visualization, even in a meditation. Wow, that felt really beautiful and really powerful, and I almost feel like I needed to hear that as well. So thank you, Group 1, for allowing me to, like, channel this message from your future self about the things that you're worried and anxious about. So here, what I'm hearing actually with this leap of faith is that maybe to some of you, if you're still here even, are kind of like, what is Rian talking about? Like, this sounds so weird. This sounds so out there. Like energetics and abundance and law of attraction, like WTH, what is going on here? I'm asking you here, and so is your future self, to take a leap of faith and to look at money and the ways that money can come into your life in a completely different way. You know, this channel isn't called Transform with Rion for nothing, right? So the readings here are designed to help you think about something in a different way, or to plant a seed so that you can come to a realization on your own as well about what's really important to you and what's possible for you. So again, if you haven't already, written down the comments down below, like, yo, what does having wealth and having plenty of money mean to you? Please, please do so right now. Take that leap of faith and just type something out. It doesn't have to be an essay. It can just be a few words. It can even be just like a short sentence, but take that leap of faith and try this out, okay? Because once you get to be familiar with what wealth means to you and how it can help you feel more on a positive vibration, then the better off you will be. So let's see what other messages your future self has to share with us. Okay. All right, so we have the Five of Coins, the Queen of Coins, and the Tower. So your future self is definitely encouraging what I said, like these old thought patterns, these old beliefs that you had surrounding money and how you can make money and how money can come to you need to be destroyed, need to be disrupted here, okay? And it could even stem from your childhood. So I'm hearing things like maybe you were told in the past, like, we don't have enough money to buy a toy, to let you go on this vacation, get you a car, like whatever the story may be. And so now you think money is hard to come by, it's scarce, right? And that's the opposite attitude you need to have in order to attract wealth, you know? Or maybe some of you are familiar with this phrase, like, money doesn't grow on trees, right? And so some people, they feel like, oh, that's this sort of like planting of the seed that says like, hey, money isn't easy, money isn't abundant, there's not a lot of it, and then you start to believe like you don't get to have a lot of it, right? And it's going to be hard for you to make money, and you have to sacrifice and struggle for money. But here, this is the new energy that needs to come in. And look at how like green this is. Like, hello, we were just talking about money doesn't grow on trees, and look at how lush this tree is. And it's the same color as like a lot of dollar bills or paper money in many countries around the world. But I'm also seeing this yellow is really popping out to me. And it's this yellow that makes me think of hope, optimism, and this like light, this joyful, happy energy that's so carefree, all right? And the Queen of Coins is someone who knows how to manage money, knows how to take care of themselves when it comes to finances, and knows how to attract abundance, because the rabbit is a symbol of abundance. So these are some things for you to continue to reflect on even after this reading is done. It's like, what do you actually believe about money and abundance? Do you even believe it's possible for you to have tons of money and like money to spare to spend on the things that you really want, or even save up some money to buy something big like a car, like a home, your own land or property, start a business even, okay? What else do we have here from your future self? We have for you the High Priestess, the Hermit. Oh, look at the Hermit. Totally falls in line right here with the Solitude card. And we have the Ace of Wands, okay? So I'm seeing here, again, there was definitely a reason why I brought up the Law of Attraction and asked if many of you were familiar with it. Because with this Ace of Wands here, I'm seeing that this is what Law of Attraction is about. It's like creating the reality that you want to live in, that you desire to live in. So many people, they surrender their power to others or to like the system or whatever. And by doing so, you allow other forces to kind of control your situation rather than you rise above it and set the ground rules for your existence yourself. So this exercise, what your future self really wants you to focus on today as well, is like, what do you actually want for your future here? Because I'm feeling it goes beyond wealth, okay? Like, what would be a truly doable amount of money for you? Like, everyone's like, I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a billionaire. And that's just like, they just say that because that's what everybody else says. Like, Do you really, truly feel like you have to have $1 million to feel safe, to feel secure, to feel happy, right? And really think about this for a minute. Like, how much money do you actually need to be comfortable, to be happy? And, you know, this is going to be different for everybody. It's like you just have to trust your number. Don't worry about my number is or anybody else's number. It's all about you, right? This Hermit card, it's all about you. Like, what is it that you actually need when it comes to money and wealth? Going within and finding that out for yourself, okay? And not taking what everyone else says how much money you need. I will offer this though. I was reading this article way back when about like, is there a correlation between how much money you have and how happy you are, right? That's a really great question, I think. And at least for Americans, this study, which is probably a few years old now, like I don't think it really accounts so much for like inflation. I think it was from like, 2012, 2015, somewhere around there, right? But it showed this curve that went up like this, but then it plateaued. So this is like level of happiness and how much money. I think that was the axis, okay? And so what they found is like, as you make more money, your happiness increases, right? But here, at this point here, this amount of money and this level of happiness is the beginning of a plateau, meaning that people who made more than this amount of money here were not getting any happier. The number didn't keep going up, okay? So it just goes to show that there's this limit actually of how much money people truly need to be happy, to feel content, to feel secure, and worry about money a little bit less. So what is that number for you? And that would be a great start for you to begin pulling in and calling in this money and wealth into your life. What do you think of that, loves? Really beautiful and deep message today. I'm so glad that we were able to get this from your future self. I hope this helped you think a little bit differently about money and wealth and relieve some of the anxiety and worry that you've been having. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening along, and thank you for the likes, the subscribes, comments, and shares, and for allowing the ads to run when you watch the videos on my channel and in fact other people's channels on YouTube, because it really helps all of us content creators continue to do what we're doing. And if you are curious to know more about your personal situation beyond this general reading, just take a look at the description box down below to find out how you can request a reading from me. But other than that, loves, please, please, please remember, it's never too late for your happily ever after. Just allow it to come in. Bye. Aloha, beautiful souls. Hey, group 2, welcome to your reading to help receive a message from your future self to relieve some anxiety, worry, stress that you've been experiencing lately. So if you were drawn to this pile, we have the Axe card, forces working against you. So I feel the focus of this message and reading from your future self will be about maybe some people or just sort of this broader category or entity that seems to be working against your best interests or seems to be working against your goals. So if that's something you're not as worried about right now, then maybe consider checking out one of the other readings, all right? But for those of you that this resonates with, then let's get started. We also have for you the ocean, ebb and flow, the crystals, focus. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I'm definitely hearing right now is don't worry about what these people are doing over here. Focus on your own business, okay? Focus on what you need to be taken care of and make sure you have like all your I's dotted. You've crossed all of your T's, everything is in order, and you've done everything that you possibly can to make sure that you've done your part in moving towards this goal, moving towards this this prize, if you will, okay? I'm really feeling that energy coming through very strongly. And with the ebb and flow, it's like, you know, maybe right now these people that are working against you or these people that seem to be like oppressing you or putting you down or making things challenging or difficult for you, like they only have so much energy, okay? Their energy is finite as well. And you know how I was saying, like, focus on what you need to be focusing on to make sure that you are doing your part in this, sort of test of wills. If these people are focusing a lot about you and your energy and what you're doing wrong or criticizing or judging you, whatever, you best believe they're not focusing on what they need to be taking care of themselves, right? Like they're spending too much time worried about you and, ganging up on you or whatever, and they're not handling their business, okay? And so when this ebb happens, they're the ones that are going to be looking pretty silly, pretty dumb. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm hearing from your future self that don't let them succeed. Don't let them win. Don't let them distract you from where it is you're trying to go, what it is you're trying to achieve, okay? Like they clearly, what I'm hearing from your future selves, like they have nothing better to do than be a nuisance to you. And that's really what they are. They're a nuisance, okay? Like your future self is really coming through from a very empowered state of being where it's like nothing can stop you when you put your mind to something. That's the energy that I'm coming through. And I feel like this future version of you has experienced success despite everyone else telling them they couldn't do it. Okay, so I feel like it's going to be different for a lot of you, but this message really is just saying, you got this, all right? And that just be mindful of your time, your energy, and your priorities. Yes. Okay, let's see what else. Be in service and be true to your heart. Oh, this is beautiful. Be true to your heart. We have a lot of water references coming through here. Like we have the waves and the ocean here. We have this ocean with all these ships, and then this energy here is like underwater, it looks like, even. Like with this coral reef and stuff. Like, so there's a lot of okay, what I feel like there's something important here with this water energy that we need to tune into. So firstly, I'm getting the word emotions coming through, okay? And these people, these forces working against you, they're really getting your emotions kind of in a flurry, right? It's like you are starting to doubt yourself even more. I feel like this is even the source of your doubt and worry, is these other people's thoughts and other people's opinions about your capabilities. And the thing is, with the emotions, they have power, okay? Just like the ocean has power, the ocean has force. And if you tune into the emotions that cause like turbulent water or like whirlpools or destructive waves and sunken ships, like if you connect with that energy and you focus in on it, then that energy is going to proliferate. That energy is going to spread and continue to wreak havoc in your life. And what I'm seeing here is like you need to be calm, like the stillness of a lake, okay? And you need to flow beautifully and sweetly like a little stream or a little brook, okay? And that like a calm ocean day where the water is just so smooth and things just flow right through it so beautifully without any resistance, without any drag. That's the state of being. That's the state of energy you need to be in, okay? Because you have to be true to your ambitions, your goals, yourself. Like, you need to know that you deserve this, okay? Whatever it is that you're moving towards, whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you deserve this, all right? You are enough. Don't listen to what these people are saying that make you feel bad about yourself and make you feel like you're doing a bad job or whatever, or that, you're not pretty enough, smart enough, funny enough, tall enough, athletic enough, like whatever it is they're saying. Like, ignore them because they're not helping you. Like, why would you pay attention to anybody who's not helping you, who's just trying to bring you down, Like, Forget them, all right? They're not going to the places that you're going, all right? Your destination is to a wonderful place where you feel fulfilled, you feel happy, you feel joyous, you feel successful, you feel good about yourself. That's where you're going. They don't have to come there. Like, they can say whatever in like poopy, crappy, awful place that they're at. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, bye. Girl, bye. Okay. Um, Now, what I'm seeing here, which is very interesting as well, is be in service. And your future self really wanted me to pass along this message. And I think it's a beautiful and wonderful message. And I'm like fully behind this. When you don't believe in yourself, think of all the people that you're not able to help by doing what you're doing. Think about all the people who are going to be left high and dry if you don't show up and achieve your goals. Do your best, right? Like, I mean, think about some of these successful business people like Steve Jobs, right? And like all these other people who have really impacted our society, you know? Like, if someone believed that making a computer was like the dumbest thing ever and it was impossible and couldn't be achieved, would we be here right now, like enjoying these videos on YouTube and receiving the news and other fun little memes and bits of information and like this global marketplace where we can buy whatever we want pretty much like at the tip of our fingers here with our phones, with our laptops? Like, no. I'm so glad that that person believed in their dream. I'm so glad that they achieved what that they were meant to achieve, so that we can benefit from it as a whole, as a society, as a people. And so, whatever it is that you're doing, you need to understand that it is going to help somebody. It is going to be in service to someone. Someone is going to appreciate what it is you're doing. It may just be a handful of people. It may be thousands of people. It may be hundreds and thousands of people, maybe even millions. The number doesn't even matter, okay? What's really important is that you're doing your part for yourself, but also for others. Okay, like when you stand up against these forces working against you, it's going to be an example and a source of inspiration for other people to keep doing what they're doing as well. You know, like I think about that sometimes when I'm making these YouTube videos. Like there's some days where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like recording. And there's some days where I wonder like, should I keep doing this? But then I'm reminded by someone or something, like some sign from the universe, right? That, you know, my videos are reaching people and my videos are helping people, or else no one would be watching it, you know? And am I getting like hundreds and thousands of views right now? No, but that's not important. That's what serve my ego. You know what I'm saying? But what's more important is if I can help a handful of people with the messages in these readings, then I am doing my part, despite what other people are saying about, you know, oh, you should go back and do this. You shouldn't do that anymore. You should get like a normal job like everyone else. And like all those things people say to try to discourage me or like leave me, I don't know, like a mean comment about how tarot is like devil work or something like that, right? If I listen to those people, then the people that I am helping, they're the ones that are actually going to lose out. You know, and I feel like the same can be said for you, my love. That if you let these other people like boss you around and tell you what to do, then other people are gonna suffer for it. Let's see what else we got. Six of Swords. Look, more like movement in the ocean and the water. This is not quite a boat, but close enough, right? So Two of Cups. And the Devil. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about the tarot being like devil work or whatever. Oh my gosh, how funny is that? So what I'm saying here is that, you know, people, like the words that they're saying, those are the things that are really toxic and really harmful. And I'm seeing that you need to move away from the naysayers, like maybe even like physically, like don't talk to them anymore, don't be in the same room as them anymore, don't hang out with them, spend the least amount of time, if you have to spend any time around them, like make sure it's the least amount possible. Because when people speak discouraging words, especially if they're meant to be judgmental or critical, and just like plain mean. Like, there's a difference between teasing someone, judging someone, from constructive criticism, right? And feedback. Those are completely different things there. Like, one is very good nature, good intention, and they want you to actually succeed. And one, they want to put you down, right? They want to discourage you and prevent you from succeeding. So, like, I'm feeling that a lot of these people's energies is just like they have ill intent towards you, and the more you listen to it, the more you absorb that energy into yourself, and that's really not what you need to be doing. I'm seeing here again, this Two of Cups is like, there are certain relationships that you are meant to be a part of when it comes to pursuing whatever your dreams or goals are here, whatever it is that you're working against. There are people that are going to support you. There are people that are going to be very grateful for what you do, and that you are doing a great service to them, right? Like, I'm hearing even like standing up for what's right and what's ethical at your workplace or something like that, or speaking out against prejudice and inequality and injustice, things like that. That there are people that are going to be speaking out against you, but you have to do what's right for the group and what's going to lead our society and our people and our communities to more love, more peace, more compassion, more understanding, right? And so I feel like whatever this is that's been worrying you, there's a greater purpose here, for the role that you play, and that, I'm hearing from your future self that nothing worth achieving is ever easy, right? So, wow, I feel like what I'm sensing from your future self is like, this is bigger than you. And I know that for some of you might not alleviate some of your worries, but also know this, that the bigger the calling, the bigger the project, the more help and support you get as well. You just need to be able to recognize it when you see it, and you need to be open and willing to let them come forward. Okay? Like, I used to do tarot card readings just like one-on-one with people and my friends, just like for fun. And then I saw some people doing tarot card readings online. And I came to realize, like, I could do tarot readings one-to-one for people who just know me, but that's such a limited group of people. And the people I do readings for, my friends and family and acquaintances, they've really got a lot out of them. And so I thought, why should I be stingy and like withhold this? Like, why don't I try and be like all the other tarot readers online, and do readings for as many people as I can around the world with these messages like this, right? And so it's like all of our energies together, so many of the other tarot readers on YouTube, like, they are spreading messages of insight, of transformation, of compassion, and of love. And I'm a part of that, and you are a part of something bigger as well. So do your part. Oh, wow, I'm feeling so beautiful with this energy coming in, like some beautiful energy coming through. I'm feeling so beautiful. Well, of course I feel like I'm beautiful, and I hope you're beautiful too, but I'm feeling this beautiful energy coming through. Oh, look at this. Lovers, you have allies, you have connections. I'm sure you already know of some of them. And once you spend more of your time talking to them, listening to them, being around them, honey, you best believe more allies are going to come through for you. And look at this, 10 of Swords, okay? It's time to let this meek, mild version of yourself go. You are not a victim anymore. You are a champion. Okay? You are a conqueror. You're like, I'm like that Katy Perry song, like you're a lion. You're gonna hear, like, go ahead and roar, okay? Like your battle cry in a way where it's like, I am going to resist these people that are wanting to put me down, you know? And here with the Nine of Wands, I'm getting the sense too that, you know, because so many people here have been like working against you some way, shape, or form, like you're on guard and it's almost like now you are at the point where you don't want to talk about what your passions are. You don't want to talk about what you're doing. You're afraid to share because you've had like a bit of a negative reception at times, but your future self is like, no, 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 no. It was like, it was almost just a test to make sure that you truly believe what you're saying and what you're doing. And if you find that you really do believe in what you're saying and what you're doing, then it's time to open up the gates and allow people back in to hear your messages, hear your voice, come in and support you. All right? Like, you don't have to be on guard, because there are people out there who will support you. Just allow them to enter your life. Like, send this energetic beacon. I like to do this a lot myself. Like, send this energetic beacon like a lighthouse to just be like, yo, I am doing this, peeps. Like, anyone who's on the same wavelength and the same vibration as this, please come. I welcome you into this space. I welcome you to this energetic space. I actually even do that before some of the readings that I do, right? To just let the universe know to please help spread the messages in these readings to whoever needs to hear it, whoever will benefit from it for their highest and greatest good. Like, I say that, and you know, thankfully it's working quite well, right? Like, my channel has been growing because I'm opening myself up to that. And I feel like you can do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you really resonated with this reading today, loves. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the likes, the comments, sharing the videos with other people, and letting the ads run. Like, that means so much to myself and so many other content creators online. So thank you for doing that. If you need a little bit more personal information after this general reading, you can look in the description box down below to see how you can request a personal reading for me. And other than that, it is never too late for your happily ever after, loves, so don't give up. Hey there, Group 3, and welcome to this important message from your future self to help you, especially if you've been feeling worried or anxious or scared lately. All right, so let's see what we got here for you to kick us off. Now, Group 3, seems like your group always wants to be getting extra cards. So you got extra cards today. We have the Bow, you are highly thought of, and Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. So what I'm hearing, like, the main theme for you in this reading is that maybe you've been worried or you've been anxious because you've been thinking about doing something, or you've been thinking about saying something that you're worried what other people will think about it, okay? Because maybe it seems a bit uncharacteristic or unlike you, and people are going to be like, why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? Like, that's not who you are. Because in their eyes, they have a certain vision of you or a certain, like, idea of you, and it doesn't line up with their version and idea of you, but that is not necessarily who you are, right? You are who you are. You get to say what your identity is. You get to change and evolve beyond what other people can comprehend or understand themselves. So if that's something you're not as concerned about, like you're not as concerned about like what other people are thinking about you or what they're going to say about you, should you choose to take some type of action, then maybe consider looking at one of the other readings, okay? But if you're still here, let's get to it. You also have Rebirth and the Wolf, which is instinct. So with this Rebirth, I definitely get a sense here that there is some aspect of who you are that has changed, and now you need that change, that internal change, to be reflected in your external reality. So what I'm hearing for some of you, it's definitely like you maybe wanting to move to a new place, get a new job, get a new career, start some type of side project or business, and people are just like, what? Like, this job is so good, or you have such a nice apartment or house. Like, why would you want to move? Why would you want to go work somewhere else, right? Like, people are gonna have their thoughts about your life and like what is working well for you, because I see here you're highly thought of. So a lot of people are probably thinking that whatever it is that you've been feeling differently about it, the outside perspective is like, oh, you got it good. Everything is just peachy keen in your world. But they don't know that you've undergone some sort of massive internal shift, and that whatever situation that you're in, although it isn't terrible, okay, that's the key thing. Although it isn't terrible, it's not fulfilling to you anymore. It doesn't make you happy anymore. It doesn't excite you anymore. It doesn't challenge you anymore, or whatever the case may be, right? Maybe for some of you, it could even be a relationship, you know? And you're worried what other people will think about you if you decide to leave this relationship. Again, maybe because they think like, oh, everything's so perfect in your relationship. Like, why would you break up? Like, why would you separate? Like, that doesn't make any sense to them. But again, something has changed within you. And of course, many people, they find change to be a bit scary, a bit worrisome in the beginning. But change is inevitable. It's just a natural part of life. It doesn't stop. Like, you cannot have a life without change. You know, like that would just be really weird anyway. And so this is about your journey, what's right for you, okay? We have this instinct here with the wolf, and this is about trusting what you're feeling within. And I'm hearing from your future self that this is not a phase. Whatever it is that you've been feeling so strongly lately, it's not a phase. The feeling is just gonna become stronger and stronger until you honor it. And sometimes the more you resist it, the more challenging things are gonna be, okay? Now, what's really interesting is we have this wolf here, and wolves are pack animals, but do we see a pack here? Not quite. We see this lone wolf here. And so what I'm hearing from your future self is that this is the journey, this is a stage or a chapter in your life, if you will, where it's like, you have to go at it alone. Okay, you have to trust your instincts above all others. This shift that you're experiencing is not a group project. Okay, it's not a group endeavor. Some people are gonna be down with it. Some people aren't. Some people aren't gonna be able to understand it, but they'll still be there for you, however they can be. Do you know what I'm saying? And just think about it. Like, think about some of the friends that you had like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, who aren't your friends anymore. It's just like you've changed, they've changed, and your paths have kind of diverged. And it's nobody's fault. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean somebody was the bad guy or the mean person and that kind of messed up the friendship. It doesn't have to be that way at all, right? It could just be simple parting of ways because your energy isn't aligned. Your pathways are not aligned anymore. And that's what's happening here is you're not going to be in alignment with other people in your life right now and other circumstances because you've changed. Oh my gosh, like I'm hearing this interlude from Missy Elliott's one of Missy's albums with Little Mo. Yes, I've changed the game, baby. Change, change, change the games I used to play. Right? So you've changed. You're doing things differently now. You're seeing the world differently now. And so it's time that the actions that you take and the life that you're continuing to build and create reflect that. And there ain't nothing wrong with that, honey, okay? The game has changed for you, just like the song. And, you know, you can adopt a new player piece here, right? Like, maybe you don't want to be the thimble anymore, like in Monopoly. Maybe you want to be the race car, you know? Okay, what else do we have here from your future self? Pause. Okay, good, good, good. And gratitude and appreciation. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So, anytime there is a transition point in your life, right? A major life event, a major shift, you know, graduating from high school or college is one of them, getting your first job. leaving your first job, getting married, having a child, whatever these big things are in your life, right? It's there's no shame in taking a pause, okay, and moving a little bit more slowly through the energies as you kind of get familiar with it, as you get used to it. So don't feel like you have to rush through anything, okay? You're not on anybody's schedule but your own. Like, yes, of course, embrace this change, like I said, move forward with it, but that doesn't mean you need to like put the pedal to the metal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna take a turn to go this way in life rather than keep going forward, that doesn't mean you have to like take a turn and have screeching tires and burning rubber and like, right? And like no, you just smoothly and slowly like make those adjustments, change direction, no rush. Now, with this here, gratitude and appreciation, I definitely feel like there's this beautiful message coming through here that anytime you are transitioning in life and moving to a new project, a new phase, a new relationship, a new job, a new home, like whatever it is, it's wonderful to be able to have gratitude for the things that you're leaving behind or you're moving away from, and have gratitude for everything that they've taught you and provided for you up until that point. And it's not really about hurt feelings. It's not even about abandoning anything. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just saying like, hey, I've grown up now, right? So thank you for taking me this far. You can rest now. You can do whatever else you need to do now, because I am going to move on forward in this path and embrace what's next. Okay? Like, I really feel that energy. Like you don't have to burn any bridges. You don't have to have any hard feelings for anything. It just could be like, this isn't right for me anymore. But I know that something else is out there for me that fits me better at this point in my life. And I also know that you're going to be okay once I leave, once I move forward, because there's someone else that's going to take my place in this, right? Isn't that beautiful? Like, isn't that so lovely? That someone's ending could be another person's beginning, right? That's the beautiful like way that the life works and that the world works. I used to feel really bad about leaving some of my jobs before, when I had to move or when I had to go back to school to be a PA or whatever. Like, I felt so bad because, people would make me feel like, oh, like, who are we going to get to replace you? Like, don't leave us. Like, everything has been going so well now. We've all gotten into this flow and this groove that's working out for the practice and the clinic. Like, what are we going to do without you? Like, is that sort of phrases and mentality that really kind of guilt trip people and make people feel bad for wanting to pursue an education, wanting to better themselves, wanting to, fulfill their destiny and do more with their life, right? Like, we don't need none of that. So don't feel that you're, abandoning anybody, or that people are not going to be okay when you're gone, because the beautiful thing is they will be. Like, maybe, yeah, they're going to be hurt and upset for a minute, but the truth is life goes on for everybody, right? Okay, so I have Ace of Wands. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful start. Fresh new start here. And I'm definitely seeing a lot of you, this is like a career thing, or this is about some sort of creative expression, right? Like, maybe you still have the same job per se, but maybe now you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe now you want to have a side business, or a coaching consulting business. Maybe you want to start baking or doing art and selling it online or whatever, like, right? So I feel like there's nothing but expansion happening here in your world. And for a lot of people, they're going to have a hard time with it because what you're doing is like so different. It's not following like the traditional path of your culture, your community, and just what they were brought up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I started doing YouTube, like, people were like, what are you talking about? Like, that's interesting. Like, you're not doing a 9 to 5 job like the rest of us. Like, you're just going to be doing online stuff. Like, some people don't understand that, and it's nothing against them. It's just that's the lens that they're looking at it from. So they're not able to really appreciate the direction you're headed. Well, not everybody. I think some people will. I think some people will get it in your inner circle. But I get the feeling that maybe most people won't. And it's just because they're kind of stuck in these traditional mainstream ways while you're trying to branch out. Now here we have the Knight of Coins. So I'm hearing that your future self just wants you to, again, be patient with yourself, be patient with this change and shift, because there's always like a transition and an adjustment period that has to happen. Okay, so there's, again, no need to rush. No need to rush. Everything will work out as it should. And I'm also getting to, like, you know, we have this hunter here, it looks like, I'm guessing because they have a bow and arrow, and they're just kind of looking off into the horizon, and they're just like, okay, well, any day now, like, when is my prey gonna show up so I can do what I need to do and then head back, right? And just know and understand, like, things will happen when it's time to happen. You don't have to rush anything. That's what I'm hearing. You don't have to rush anything. Everything is going according to plan. Everything is gonna work out just fine. Just be as much as you can in the present moment now, because there's a lot going on in the present moment, you know, and you don't have to worry too much about the future just yet. You can have a break from worrying about the future, okay? And you definitely don't need to be worrying about what other people are thinking. That's for sure. So we have the Eight of Wands. So I see a lot of fast movement here once you've committed, okay? And once you've done what you needed to do, then that resistance will go away and things can start to pick up speed, okay? Things can start to move forward. So it's just like, just make your choice, stick with your choice, and allow the rest of the universe to conspire to help you with this, okay? And let them support you. Oh my gosh, this came out in another reading as well, like group 2's reading, so the Ten of Swords. This just is telling me about the rebirth, like, hello, Phoenix, like, definite confirmation there about this rebirth process for you, that, again, maybe leaving something behind can feel a bit painful, not just for yourself, but for other people. But in the end, everything will go back to baseline, right? Like, that's where things like to tend to gravitate back towards the middle. Like, we get really, really excited and then we come back down from that. We get really, really bummed out and sad and we come back to the middle, right? Everything comes back to the middle. And lastly, you have the King of Cups. Look at this. Dragon, a fierce, fierce energy coming through. It is time for you to shine, honey. It is time for you to embrace your full power, embrace your full abilities, embrace your fullest expression, okay? Because, you know, in mythology, dragons come from, at least Chinese mythology, as far as I know, comes from like these little goldfish, right? These carp, goldfish type things, and then few of them are blessed to reach their evolved state, kind of like Pokemon. You know, it makes you think of, like, I don't know if you remember the first iteration of Pokemon, like Misty had the Magikarp, which is like a bit of a silly little fish, and then it evolved into Gyarados, I think is how you say the name, like this sort of like serpentine dragonoid kind of Pokemon. And so this is like you embracing this next level of evolution for you, okay? Again, you've outgrown a lot of other things and now it's time for you to power up, level up, honey. There it is, okay? Like, people, they do think highly of you, and maybe they might be confused, but I get the feeling that a lot of people, like, they'll still hold you in high regard after all is said and done. It's just like they're just really not going to get it at first. That's all. Okay? And that's okay. They don't need to get it because this is your journey. All right? You're the only one that needs to understand what's happening here. So thank you so much for watching, my loves. I hope this helped you a little bit to claim your rebirth, claim your new journey and path, and embrace it 100% because you're ready for it. You really are. You're ready for it. Okay? Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel and allowing the ads to run. liking the videos, leaving comments, sharing them. It means so much, not even just to myself, but to all the other content creators here on YouTube. It's really important to have our viewers do some of those things for us to allow us to all grow and share. So if this general reading has you with more questions and you need a little bit more clarity for yourself, then just look in the description box down below to see how you can request a personal reading from me. All right, loves? So until next time, remember it's never too late for your happily ever after. See you next time.